back to the channel. Today we are going to be recapping our recent trip to Walt Disney World, where we stayed 9 nights at Fort Wilderness Resort and Campground in our newly renovated camper with our dog.
During marathon weekend.
Yes, for my first ever marathon. So it was a big trip, lots going on, and we're going to talk about all the fun things, the unique things in the first, and maybe some things that you may want to know or maybe helpful for your next trip.
Yes, so this was the first time we've had annual passes since
Pre-pandemic.
pre-pandemic.
Yeah. We let our passes go 6 months before the pandemic started. So.
Yes, so we were really excited to be able to get those back
yeah.
and have the opportunity to spend as much time in the parks as we possibly could.
Yeah. So we started our trip out with race weekend because in my mind, I've trained and I'm tapering off of my training. I don't want to go do the parks really big or anything like that. So I won't be able to enjoy my vacation as much until after the race. We drove through the night. We got to Fort Wilderness around 7:30, I think.
Yeah, it was very early in the morning. So early that they didn't have our campsite ready for us. So we went ahead and got our golf cart and took Remy to the dog park.
Yeah, and then basically it was ready by that point.
Yeah, and then by that point it was ready. So it was just as easy as getting to our actual lot and then getting everything set up and then getting Remy acclimated to his new home over the next 9 nights.
Yeah, so typically we do arrive to Disney in the morning time. We do put on pre-check-in. There's a place where you can put that you're going to arrive before a certain time or before check-in actually starts. Check-in's not until 3, so you're not guaranteed a room until sometimes even after 3. But it's very rare that when we put that on there that they don't have our room ready pretty early in the morning. So basically this time we just went in when we got there and checked in and let them know that we were there. And our campsite, I guess we waited about an hour, a little over an hour by the time that we got our golf cart and took Remy to the dog park. So that was really cool. The dog park was really cool.
Yeah, there was a lot of dogs there that he got to play with, which was exciting for him and for us to let out some energy. But once we got everything set up and got Remy acclimated, we basically spent the day going to get our resort mugs that we were going to use the entire week. And
we don't always get resort mugs.
No, we very rarely ever get resort mugs.
But because this was a 9-day trip, we felt the plans of our trip, we felt that it was worth getting this time. So if you're staying for a long period of time, it's nice. We like to get coffee, so those are included. If it was just based off of soda, we probably wouldn't get it because we don't drink that many sodas.
No.
But
and I don't like carrying the resort mug around, so it was a little bit different to me. It's a little bit different using them at the fort than it is at your resort.
Yeah.
Mainly because I don't like to lug them around, and at the fort we tend to spend a little bit more time there than we would at like the All Stars or wherever we may stay. So
so because of this trip, we got those, so that made sense.
Yeah. So after we got that, we went ahead and decided it was time to go get our annual passes, right?
So we took the boat over to Magic Kingdom and got our annual passes at we had already purchased them, but you have to pick them up in person. So,
So we took the boat to Magic Kingdom, went over there and got our annual passes, and then decided we were going to walk over to the Contemporary, spend a little bit of time there, and then we had to go to the Race Expo so that we could pick up all of Samantha's stuff so she could be ready for Sunday.
So there's a couple of places that you could get a bus for the expo. So we got the bus at the Contemporary since we were right there. and went right over to the expo. We didn't spend much time at the expo because it's not really our jam. There is some stuff that you could do, free things that you can get, but we didn't really care care for that. We just got everything that we needed. Did a lot of walking around in that 20 minutes that we were there, and then headed over to Disney Springs and got some food. So we were really hungry at this point of the day. We really hadn't eaten much, and what better way to do Disney Springs than get some deluxe burger, because
it's good.
Yeah, it's really good. We really, it's a decent price, and the fries are really what I go for. But the burgers are pretty good too. So,
but unlike the rest of Disney Springs, that Friday night, it was not good. It was really packed. Yeah. We did not spend much time after we ate. We decided it was time for us to go home. Yeah. We had a long day.
So the next morning, it was raining pretty bad. We actually had planned to go to Magic Kingdom this day, but Wade had tried to get a Tron boarding group, and it did not work out. I don't even think they even had them available. So at that point, we kind of decided, since it was going to be rainy, we don't mind doing a Magic Kingdom rainy day, but because it was going to be rainy for the first half of the day, and we were only going to do a half of a day of a park day anyways, we decided to cancel those plans, because our brother, if it was just us using our annual passes, it would not have been a big deal, but because my brother was using a whole day ticket, we decided to not go and deal with the rain that we were going to resort hop.
We took the boat over to Magic Kingdom to where we took
the monorail to the
Polynesian resort where we had breakfast.
Yeah. So we went to the Poly mainly because I wanted Tonga toast, and you can get Tonga toast at 2 different restaurants, and we got it at the quick service restaurant there. We used our resort mugs actually, and was able to get coffee and things. So then we decided, after we did all 3 of the resorts on the monorail loop, we took the boat from Magic Kingdom to Wilderness Lodge, and decided that we were going to check out that resort and kind of relax and hang out and do some fun stuff. My brother was able to check out the geyser for the first time, and it kind of cleared up. The rain kind of went away, and the sun came out.
Yeah, I actually think we took the bus to Fort Wilderness. We took the boat leaving Fort Wilderness.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
So either way, we went to Fort Wilderness.
It's a lot of Disney transportation this day.
Spent a lot of time there, walked around, and spent just a lot of time in the lobby, sitting down.
It was really nice.
Yeah, her brother had a kick. He's been there once before.
But it was years ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago, and he didn't quite remember it and was able to enjoy it.
We really enjoyed it. I think our favorite resorts to hang out in is on the monorail loop and the Wilderness Lodge. Mm-hmm. All the Magic Kingdom resorts, they're really nice.
So once we finished that, we took the boat back over to our campsite and turned in pretty early because Samantha had to get up extremely early the next morning for her marathon.
To do the marathon. Yeah, so the boys ended up getting pizza from the settlement, and I got a nice home-cooked meal. I made some pasta, very simple meal, and we turned in very early. So the next morning was marathon day. My brother did not wake up for any of this. It was just Wade and I. And we woke up, and I think did you take Remy on a walk this morning before we left?
Yes, I took Remy on a walk every morning.
Every morning.
Or I didn't take him for a walk every morning. He went on a walk every morning. I think you took him a couple times towards the end. But anyways, yes, Remy did get a walk every morning, in the afternoon, and every evening.
Yeah, so usually before our day started and after our day ended, we're taking Remy on walks, and then somewhere in the middle we're going back and relaxing. So we don't mention that, but that's kind of some things that we did as well. Mm-hmm. So we have like a 2:30 a.m. wake up call, and we've already done a whole recap video, so if you want to hear more about that, we did a recap video and the full vlog experience, so we'll link those in the description
for the marathon.
About the marathon, because we could go through full details of that. But basically, we do all of that. We do the marathon, and after the marathon, we
went to Epcot.
Decided
it was time to settle. Well, it was only
we got freshened up first.
Yes, it was only fitting that after the race we do Epcot, because the other Disney race that we did in 2019, after it, we went back to Epcot.
Yeah, we did. So we did Epcot big that day. This day, I didn't do Epcot as big because it was a full marathon. So So we first got into Epcot and we definitely had to get some food and I needed some water, so we headed straight back to the Yorkshire fish and chips.
UK Pavilion.
Yeah, the UK Pavilion, and got fish and chips and at least got my belly somewhat full before we got a little bit of snacking and things around Epcot. I think I was there for like 4 hours.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, you weren't there that
No.
long, and our plans were to try to get a Guardians pass that day, but
Yeah.
with all of the excitement going on in the race, I completely forgot what time it was since I was spectating and traveling back and forth, and it just didn't kind of happen. But anyways,
it was a lot going on that day. So I mean, I do know people they were able to get their boarding groups for Tron and for Guardians while they were running the marathon, but neither one of us was thinking about that.
No.
We were really worried about it. And on this trip, we were able to ride Guardians, I think, twice, so we got our good feels of it. But yeah, and then you and Sam kind of hung back in Epcot and did a couple more hours just walking around and drinking and just having a little bit of fun.
Yes.
And I went back to the resort and hung out with Remy.
Yes.
Yeah, so. And the next day would be a Monday, and we went to Animal Kingdom. But before we went to Animal Kingdom, we changed our plans a little bit, and we actually did not rope drop. And we are big rope drop people, so if you've ever watched our vlogs, you know that we like to rope drop. And we did not rope drop this time, and it was actually...
No, we slept in a little bit, and it was nice.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Well,
we needed the extra sleep.
Yeah, and the main reason is we knew we was going to be able to get on Flight of Passage, because that's really the only thing we rope dropped for.
Yeah.
But we had plans to go to someplace we'd never went before, and I can't even remember the name. What was it?
It's Nomad Lounge.
Yeah, Nomad Lounge. We went to Nomad Lounge.
Yeah.
So not getting up really early really didn't matter, because basically we got there 20-30 minutes before Nomad opened up. So.
Yeah, so you cannot do reservations for Nomad Lounge, and we had talked about going there and doing this experience for the first time and kind of doing more of a relaxed day because it was after the marathon and I was already struggling. So Nomad Lounge opens up and you can walk up and put your name on the list basically. So we were like the third people in line.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that was a really cool experience. Definitely suggest doing that if you want a chill day, maybe an adult day. I think kids are fine to go there too. It's probably really relaxing. The outside area is the only thing that we can speak for. We sat out there and it was super cool. And if you have, like if it's just two of you, you can sit by the outside because there's two people, like a two-person seat, and you can watch the barges go by because they're continuously going by like every 20 minutes. So we could hear those going by, but it was a really nice experience.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
We tried some different drinks and some different foods that we've never really have ever tried, so that was really cool. And then after that, we kind of took it chill. We were able to ride everything we wanted to ride, like we said.
I mean, Animal Kingdom as a whole doesn't have a lot that we like to do. I mean, it has a ton that we like to do.
Yes.
But for a really relaxed and chilled day.
Yeah, it was perfect.
Yeah, it was perfect. Flight of Passage, the safari ride, Kilimanjaro Safari twice, Expedition Everest, Dinosaur, and that was basically it. We just kind of wandered around.
We ate at Satuli like we usually do. It was a very typical Animal Kingdom day, other than Nomad Lounge was something that we did normal, and we didn't do rope drop, so that was really cool. So we stayed until basically the end of the day. I think it was closing time whenever we left, and we went back to the resort. And actually, because our dinner was super early, because we had brunch at Nomad Lounge and we had a early dinner at Satuli, we went back to the fort, got on our golf cart, took Remy to the settlement with us, and we got some, I was going to say P&J's, but P&J's is not at Fort anymore. It was just a quick service at Trails Inn. So we got food and sat outside and ate so we could eat with Remy. And then since it was firework time, when we got done, we decided that why not go to the beach and watch the fireworks?
Yeah, watch Happily Ever After at the beach.
Yeah, that was a really cool experience, but we did not expect it to only be playing Happily Ever After near the dock area, really close to where you would load up if you were going on the boats to the Magic Kingdom. That's basically where the music was, and people were all over the beach, and you couldn't hear the music unless you were sitting up there. So he kind of, Wade is really good. Wade's a really good tech guy, and he synced it up to the phone, and we basically had our own little private happily ever after viewing. Yeah. So that was really cool. It was really nice. And then Golden Night.
The next day was Tuesday, and we decided we were going to spend it at Hollywood Studios. Mm-hmm. We did rope drop that because we did want to go to Rise of the Resistance. Yeah. Which I'm glad we made that choice, considering the other two big rides that we possibly would have done were down.
3 major rides were down that morning when we got off of Rise. Yeah. Hollywood Tower of Terror, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway, and Slinky Dog are all 3 down. And sometimes we'll go straight to Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. That's a hard one to say. But we didn't. We did Rise because that's kind of what my brother wanted to do. Yep. But also, I think it's a great thing to mention because on the last couple of times we went to Hollywood Studios, rope drop is earlier than any other park. It's kind of like the old extra magic hours when you get an extra hour in the morning because we were getting off of Rise at 8:30, and that's when the official early time. I don't know what to call it anymore. It's different.
A joke.
The 30 minutes that you're supposed to have extra is when we were getting off Rise. So they basically let us in at 8 o'clock, and we walked onto the ride, got off the ride, and it was that time. So we had an extra 30 minutes in the park, which is actually really good.
Yeah, which we always do, and probably a lot of other people, most everybody else, is the extra magic hours is 30 minutes, or say 8:30. We'll be there at least 30 minutes before that. So we'll be there.
We usually get there about an hour
very
before.
early.
Yeah.
Just in the off chance that we can get in a little bit earlier than advertised, and sometimes you do, and sometimes you don't. Yeah. But anyways, go back to an hour, please.
But yeah, I think we usually are trying to be at least getting out of our car an hour before the early time. So yeah, we didn't have to wait very long, and it was really cool.
But I was going to say, I don't think we tried anything new, but we actually did. We've never had ABC commissary, and you decided you were going to eat. I don't even remember what you ate there.
But yeah, it was just the kids' rice and beans with like a little taco, like a carnitas taco or whatever. But yeah, it was really good. It was like $7, and it was really filling. That's something I got. The boys didn't even eat. I was the only one that was hungry at that moment, but I just felt like I needed something. And I saw that there was 2 kids' meals that the ABC commissary has that looks really appealing, and I've seen other people talk about them, so I really wanted to try one of them. The other one would be the salad that they have, and it looks like an adult salad for like $7. So we'll have to try that out another time.
Another thing that we did that was new this time was we actually saw Darth Vader instead of Kylo Ren.
Oh yeah.
That was fun, which Kylo Ren and Darth Vader scare you.
I'm a little bit weirded out by them. They're dark, and I'm not. So.
Yeah. Which, I mean, the whole character experiences I enjoy doing anyways, but sometimes it's a little awkward.
Sometimes it is.
It was pretty cool.
It's really cool.
I mean, he's the OG,
I was really excited that you got to meet him because I knew that you were excited about it. So that was really cool.
Yeah, and one thing we failed to mention that was new and a theme of all of these theme park days was Sam was actually over 21 and could legally buy alcohol. So this was a completely new experience for him to be able to enjoy Disney as an adult.
Yeah, the last time he was there, it was like half of a year before he turned 21, so he really didn't get to do anything like that. But this trip, it was like a big deal because he was able to buy beers. So like Wade, I don't always drink alcohol when we're in the parks. A lot of times I just like to get like little mocktails or something. Sometimes I will, but a lot of times I won't. Yeah. And it was really fun because you got to drink with him. So really cool.
So we visited Baseline Tap House, and he was able to get his.
He got the cider there. Yeah, the orange cider that I usually get.
But yeah, other than that, and I did get we very rarely buy merchandise. But for some reason on this trip, we bought more than I think we've bought in the last 4 or 5 times combined.
In Hollywood Studios, we bought a lot.
Yeah, so there was this shirt that we really like Baseline Tap House.
Yeah.
So there was a shirt that a buddy of mine had sent me a picture of in Universal Studios, or not
like
Universal,
the month before.
in Hollywood Studios. Yeah, like the month and a half before, and so I knew going in I was going to get that shirt. So I did find it, and then you purchased a couple things.
I purchased a really cute sweatshirt. It was a new sweatshirt that they had, and one I had been eyeing it for a couple of days in 2 different colors, and I wasn't sure which one I liked. But also that day it was super windy, and Wade talked me out of wearing my sweater that I had. And I guess thankfully, because I ended up just buying that sweatshirt that I wanted. So I got that, and then I had been eyeing the Mickey ears, like the black basic Mickey ears without the bow. I've been eyeing those since they came out years ago, and I've never bought them because honestly, the first time I talked myself out of them, they have the Mickey Mouse wrote in red on the side, and I just didn't really like that. You can't really see it, but finally got them. I just talked myself into getting those. And then I think that's all the merch that we bought that day at Hollywood Studios. But you forgot to mention that we also met Olaf.
Oh yeah.
This was our first time meeting Olaf,
Yeah.
so it was like
Samantha got to meet Olaf.
It was a big character and merch day because we got more merch than we usually buy in one day or one trip. And then we got to meet some cool characters.
Yeah.
So.
And it was basically the 2 character meets we did would basically just walk in and it stand in maybe 5 minutes.
I will mention, okay, so the last time that we had our annual pass holders, you got the photo pass with your pass. Because we're out of state and it comes with that pass. Now those do not come with your pass. So we have to purchase it extra, and because it's an annual pass and it's good for a year, I did add that on to Wade's pass. We're always together, so it's both of ours. So we have the photo pass. We didn't use it that much this trip. We did use it a little bit, but it was kind of tricky because we didn't see that many photo pass on certain days, and we weren't really looking for it on certain days, I'm sure. But when we did the Olaf experience, they have in some of the photo pass places, they're replaced by a box with a camera in it.
The automatic.
Okay, sorry. I don't know the technical terms.
It was the same when we met Darth Vader, and I don't like those.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay, but it worked for Darth Vader. And when we went to get our photo from the Olaf, it did not work.
I just think I'm pretty sure it probably did work. We were just having some problems getting our photo passes transferred because we did spend some time in Animal Kingdom with an actual photo pass photographer that we never got our photos either. And I didn't try, we got other people's photos, but I never tried to recover those.
So those we didn't try to recover the one, and those were my favorite. Like that spot was my favorite in Animal Kingdom. We didn't get those photos, and then we didn't get the Olaf photo. We did get, Wade had his phone and
my car,
our camera.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the phone and the camera, so we had plenty of coverage, and we could still shot those for some pictures, but we have the photo pass, and I really wanted that photo pass. So that was.
Yeah, the boxes to me is.
Yeah,
I just like the interaction and the human interaction with a photographer
and it's just
and stuff.
It's different.
It just makes it awkward to me.
Yeah, it makes it more awkward.
Because I don't know when it's about to snap. A lot of times I'll stand there and I'm like, okay, it's done, and as I turn, it snaps.
And Olaf, he didn't know. Like, I was looking at whatever I was supposed to be looking at, and we were looking at the wrong thing. So Olaf was looking at the camera with Wade and thinking that we're doing that first, and then there's there's people, but they're not holding the camera, so you don't actually know if it's actually being taken. So I'm looking at the box. It was confusing. It was funny, but it was confusing. But
we get it. We just don't like it.
We don't like it. No. But also, I just feel like there wasn't a lot of options for PhotoPass this trip. I'm not saying that it's an always thing. So we'll get a feel next time.
And we may have just not have been looking for them.
Yeah. Because the last handful of times that we've been in Disney World, we didn't have the PhotoPass, so we weren't really worried about it.
Right.
So, I don't recommend it for a one-time trip. Like if this was our only trip, I would have not purchased it. But because it was for the year, we purchased it.
Yeah.
But we do like, a lot of times you do have some special moments with PhotoPass.
Which we did in Hollywood Studios.
Yeah.
Especially in Star Wars.
Yeah, and we've had some really great experiences in the past. So I think it's worth it, but also I don't know if it's worth it. So just...
So Hollywood Studios, we did a lot of things new that we've never done before, and we bought a lot of merch. And basically that was...
We didn't spend the whole afternoon there. We left, we dipped out mid-afternoon.
Right.
Because the rain was coming. You could really tell the rain. There was a storm coming. So we went back, golf carted and walked Remy, did all the things, and then took shelter in the camper. On this trip, I don't know if I mentioned, my brother stayed in a tent next to our camper, and we stayed in our camper because there's not enough space for all of us. So he took shelter with us in the camper to hang out. So we all hung out there. I think I ended up taking a nap, and then our brother ended up going back to his tent when the storm went away, and you and I went and got dinner at, is it P&J's? Oh, why do I keep saying P&J's?
So we went...
Crockett's Tavern.
We went for a late dinner at Crockett's Tavern.
Yeah, which is really good.
I really did enjoy it.
Oh my gosh,
Which I just got boneless. Basically, it was nuggets.
Yeah.
With the barbecue sauce on it, some fries, and I think you had some
fried green tomato sliders, which was really good. Yeah, so really good meal, really basic meal, but it was actually really good. Good option.
Yep.
And then we went to sleep because we were exhausted.
Yes.
So
and we were getting geared up for a full day.
At Fort Wilderness.
The next day.
So the next day we had a full day planned to Fort Wilderness. Everything that we planned out we didn't actually do. But like last time we stayed at the fort, they had like a whole food truck roundup in the settlement area. They don't do that anymore. There is some food trucks that go over to the campfire sing-along. So we were planning to do the campfire sing-along and the food trucks, but we ended up not doing that. I think because we just did the fort so hard the whole day, we were just tired.
And we planned the canoe ride, but we didn't do that.
We didn't do that. And it was really cool is because the canoe canal goes right behind our
campsite.
Yeah, our campsite. So it was really cool. So you could like actually see people when we were sitting out at our campsite go by. And when we originally checked in, we didn't realize that was for until
but it was cool.
People were coming by, and then we were like in shock, amazement. It was really cool, and Remy liked it, I think. So.
Yeah, Remy loved watching the people. Go by on their kayaks.
So we didn't get to do that.
But we did have a pretty chill morning.
Yeah.
And relaxed a little bit, and then you and I went to the Meadows.
Yeah.
And looked around. We played some billiards.
Yeah.
And then we went to the bike depot. We were going to look at the canoes. At that point, we were still undecided on whether or not we was going to do that. We decided not to do it, but
we did shuffleboard.
We did shuffleboard. There are plenty of activities in the fort that do require equipment, which all you have to do is go to the bike depot, let them know what campsite you're staying at, sign the guest book. They will loan it out to you. I think it's for an hour.
I think it depends on what you're getting.
Yeah, it could be, but you can't keep it all day. You have to bring it back within a certain time. So we decided we wanted to do shuffleboard. I haven't played it in forever. You've never played it. So they gave us our bucket of, I guess, pucks and our sticks and instruction on how to play and how to keep score. And we went over there and played shuffleboard for a while.
They actually have some other things that you can do. So like you can pay for like an archery thing. You can pay for the canoes and the kayaks, like we said.
Fishing, bike rides.
Yeah,
there's a whole list of things.
Do that. So like some of it's free and some of it is paid, but honestly the paid services weren't really expensive either. So no, it was very affordable and really cool. And you don't have enough time in one day to do all of the things of the fort. So I definitely recommend just going and hanging out in the fort.
Oh yeah,
if you want to do all those things.
As many days as you can probably spend.
The fort is awesome. We also didn't mention our golf cart. We mentioned in other videos, but we did rent our golf cart for the whole entire trip, and it was about $68 to $73 a day. I can't remember how much we paid, So it is kind of steep to have a golf cart, but the fort's so large.
It's worth it.
It's definitely worth it. If you have a bike or you're not doing a lot of the things, you could do the fort, but if you're going to be there for multiple days, you need a golf cart. And if you want to explore the fort, you need a golf cart.
Without a doubt. And make sure you charge it, because I saw so many people on this trip, their golf cart just would die in the middle of the street, and the look of horror on their face, like, I don't know what's going on. Make sure you charge them.
It made me paranoid, and I knew that when you were charging it every day, it wasn't sitting on there all day, but at least charged every night, and it had plenty of battery. But because of all the experiences that we had seen, I was kind of terrified that was going to happen to us, but it didn't. So
no.
But yeah, the golf cart is a really fun thing. You can bring your dog on the golf cart. You just can't drive with your dog in your lap, and that's the only rule. So it was really cool.
Yeah. So basically, after shuffleboard, you and I had decided we were going to go to the stables, so we went to go see the horses, which we love that area.
It was a really good time that we went. I don't remember the time that we actually went into there.
Feeding time,
whatever time it was, because all the horses were out and they were actually feeding them, and it was really cool. So we got to see the ponies and all the horses. So, and you can see, like, I don't know, it's really fun. I don't have much experience with horses, but like the interactions that we have with the horses, like you can see their personalities, and then you have people there that work the stables, and they interact with you, and you kind of get their personalities as well with the interactions with the cast members there. So it was really cool. I like it.
Yes. So after watching the horses eat, we drummed up an appetite for a treat.
Ice cream.
We didn't know what we wanted. We were going to go into Trails End to see if we could get some ice cream, because I do have some
hard packed ice cream. Yeah.
We didn't see anything that we really liked, so we decided we would just dip out of there and head over to the trading post and get just your classic Mickey bar.
Yeah, so I got a premium bar, you got a sandwich. And we were playing so many games for the day. We were like in the game mode. Yeah. There's checkers right there on the outside of the trading post, so we decided while we ate our ice cream, we would play checkers. So that was really cool. Played a couple
games of checkers. Yep. And then we finally got your brother up.
Oh yeah, he didn't wake up. He has done so much part-time at this point, and he was rope dropping with us on the days that we rope drop, that he's not someone to wake up very early, so he finally woke up for the day. At this point, it was like really late in the afternoon.
Yep.
And then we got him for a game of billiards, ping pong. And while they played, and I think y'all got a beer while y'all played.
We did.
I went to the pool. There wasn't many people out there because it was kind of like, I think it was like 60 degrees. I hung out in the sun with my clothes on and just hung out
and
relax. I think I ended up taking a nap. It was so relaxing because you could hear the kitty splash pad and stuff, all of it moving. It was really nice, and there was only a couple of kids out there and families, but it was really nice. The sun was really warm, and it was kind of a chilly afternoon.
And I think we went out for pizza. Did we go out for pizza that night?
We did. We ended up going to Trails End to get pizza, and that was a mistake.
Yeah, it was. Sam and I had actually went and got pizza a couple of days before.
The night before my race.
And it was actually really, really good. This one, not so much.
Yeah.
And not that it was bad. It wasn't bad. I mean, there's no bad pizza in my opinion. It just was not good at all.
The pizza looked so good. Like every time we were in Trails End getting food or looking at food, like you can see pizzas, you can buy it by the slice, and they're making pizzas constantly for people that are buying the whole pizza.
Do not buy
don't
by
buy
the
slice. It's a ripoff.
Buy the
Anywhere
entire
at Disney,
pizza.
Just $20 for a pizza, $10 for a slice. You pick.
Buy the
whole thing. The pizza looked really good every time we went in there, but this time it did not look very good. It didn't look like it was cooked long enough. I wish I would have just said, hey, can you cook this longer? Because it probably would have made it taste better. But the pizzas, specifically at the Boardwalk Pizza walk-up and the pizza at Pop Century, Those pizzas, I feel like the crust is the same.
Those
pizzas are great.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's all the same.
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure it is. I'm telling you, the pizza that Sam and I had the night, a couple nights before was really good. Okay. And it was on par with all that. I just don't think, like you said, I don't think it was cooked long enough to our liking.
Yeah.
But like I said, it was edible. It just wasn't to the standard that I had expected.
Yeah. Like, because we've had such good pizzas at those two places specifically that I was really excited about this pizza, and it was not
especially
good.
After we talked about how good it was. But
yeah, they had talked about it.
Pizza aside.
Pizza was not good.
We're going to Epcot the next day.
Okay, so.
This is where Sam really got to enjoy his vacation.
He didn't show up for rope drop.
No.
Continued for the rest of the trip.
Hollywood Studios was the last rope drop this guy ever attended.
The Fort Day ruined him.
He had talked about drinking around the world.
Oh my gosh.
I can't tell you how long before this trip.
Since we started planning it.
Yeah, since we started planning it. We had some advice for him. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Split it up.
Yeah, do it over the course of the entire week.
Yeah.
So yeah, we did get our Guardians group, which was great, and that's about the time that Sam showed up. Was probably about an hour or two before that. We're gonna go a little bit backtrack again. This was also a lot of new stuff for us because the walls were down for the first time since we've been there, so we got to see the whole new area that surrounds Spaceship Earth. Yeah. We got to see the Moana thing, which was absolutely cool. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah. So when we were standing in line for rope drop, we were waiting to do Frozen, and so we could actually, where they place you at, you can actually see all of World Celebration. So we were kind of looking from afar while we were standing.
During the first rope drop, because they.
This is the day we're talking about.
Yeah, no. What I'm saying is they let you you rope drop. Gosh, they let you make you wait. They let you in, make you wait again, and then let you in.
I don't like how Epcot does their rope drop. Just let everybody go to the section. Like, if you don't want them to go in certain parts of the park, have those roped off. But let them go all the way to the section that they're going. Don't continue to move us.
Or at least let the people who are getting into the World Showcase get to the beginning of the World Showcase.
Yeah.
Which I understand that there's a back entrance for people also, but who cares?
I don't know. I just don't like the way they do it, and that's all we're going to say about that. But while we were standing in our rope drop line, at some point, you're standing in front of World Celebration, in front of the new shopping and the new eatery. And so we got to see a little bit of it, but we didn't stop to look because we wanted to rope drop Frozen. Get that right out of the way. That's something I wanted to do, so that's what we did. So after we were done with that, I think we did a couple of other things, and then my brother joined us when we went over to meet Figment. So we met Figment for the first time. It's kind of like something that I was so excited to go meet Figment. I even just skipped the ride. I just went straight in to meet Figment. And that was really cool. I love how they have him come in and come out. Joy was also there. I'm not sure if she's still meeting there because recently she's been moved over to Hollywood Studios, and I'm not sure if she's still meeting with Figment. But at this time, she was. So both of the entrances for them, it was kind of cool, like the little dream finder, little portal or whatever. And then meeting Figment was cute. We really enjoyed that.
Yes, and then we went and got to ride Soarin', which was the first time that you guys ever got to experience Soarin' over California.
Yeah.
I had enjoyed it in the past, but forgot how lackluster it was. So
forgot.
I'm glad that the Soarin' over the world is back.
I was so excited to do this, and then I'm glad I did. I'm so glad I got to do it. I was really, really scared that they were going to take it away right before we got there because I think they had brought it back for a short period before we had come on this trip, and things change so quickly around Disney World that you never know if something's going to be there the next day. So when we were able to do it, I was really excited. The transitions were so bad I'm glad it's gone now at this point.
Yeah.
It's
But it was nice that you got to experience.
Yeah, that's one thing I was excited that I got to do it. So now that I've done it, I'm excited about that.
Yeah. But, so after that new experience, I'm sorry.
Oh well, I was gonna say the reason we were talking about the photo pass. I just wanted to touch base one more time about the photo pass. When we met Joy,
there was no
photo pass at all. There was nothing, and we were super sad. Also, sadness should be with Joy. Because Sadness and Joy used to be together, and that was the coolest meet and greet. Joy was cool. She was really cool, but we were actually getting ready to take the photo, and the person that was standing there was like, where's your phone? And we're like, oh no, we just want the photo pass. And she didn't have a camera. We didn't realize. So, yeah. We got it on camera. My brother was filming, but it was, anyways, I wanted to tell you that because don't always expect a photo pass photographer to be there, even if a person's there and a character's there. Or the box. So maybe just have your phone ready, which is fine. Like, I'm fine with phone pictures, but
we got it.
We got it. But anyways.
But yeah, so after experiencing the new old Soaring, we also tried something new. We've never eaten at the Connections, so we all went to the Connections and got us some chicken. Every one of us bought the same exact thing, which was good.
It was really good. We got the chicken sandwich. I got it in its original form, so it comes with pickles and sauce. Sam got pickles only. You got no pickles or sauce.
Nope.
So we all got the same thing though, and it comes with just some basic fries. The fries were fine, but the sandwich was really good.
Yep, so it wasn't long after, sorry.
Well, and I hear great things about all the other food there, but I just really like this option because it's just a really cool place. It's a really big place, so like if you're really hungry and you're wanting to do booths during the festival, or you're wanting to do, usually you want to eat something substantial to fill you up a little bit, so then you can go do the booths because you are traveling around the Walt Showcase for a while sometimes to try to get the foods that you want to eat, and sometimes you're just really hungry. I think this is a great option. You can there's tons of tables, there's tons of seating. It's really, really cool. Yep. And you can mobile order. Not many places in Epcot that you can mobile order, and this is one of them that you can. So I like it. It's a great option.
Yeah, so after we ate, we did the Guardians of the Galaxy. We walked around World Showcase and got a couple of beers. Sam was able to try a few things. So we decided we were going to leave so that we could go spend some time with Remy. Mm-hmm. And Sam was having such a good time that he decided he was going to stay there solo. But once we were back at the fort, while we were walking Remy, we came across two guests that Remy absolutely adored. Chippendale.
Oddly enough, we were walking near the Meadow Trading Post, kind of like where the pool bar is, and I think we were kind of getting close to going back to our campsite to put Remy back up so we can go back to Epcot. And we turned the corner, and Chippendale is standing there talking to a kid. So we just kind of stood there. We didn't really know if they were going to actually come over or let us come over. I didn't know how they would interact with the dog. So we kind of just stood back and just was like, hey, Remy, and he was excited.
Yeah, and the cast member just called us over.
She just told us to come over, and he got really excited because when he gets excited, he kind of jumps, but they were loving it. They were so cute. They were just like waving and just being silly, and he loved the cast member just as much as he loved them because he loves people.
Yeah.
But it was a really, really neat experience, and I'm really thankful that.
Yeah, and it was really cool too because as Remy was interacting with them, another bystander saw and had went back. Well, had walked over to get their golden retriever to bring their pet over and interact with them too. So that was pretty cool.
So as we were walking away, they were walking up, and of course Remy sees the dog sees Remy, so we have to let them interact, and I think Remy gave the dog a hug. It was really cute. And then they mentioned that it was their dog's birthday. It was his 8th birthday. Yeah. Remy is 8. He's like 8.5 at this point. It was really cute. And then so that dog got to meet Chippendale as well. So it was really neat. I really am thankful that he was able to have that interaction with them because they could have just easily just gotten their golf cart and left. But yeah, it was really cool.
It was really So we spent a decent amount of time hanging out with Remy and relaxing, and then once we had made it back to Epcot, to try to reunite with Sam, he had made a lot of friends. He had ridden Ratatouille. He had drank sake for the first time with a group of people who have also drank sake for the first time. So he was living his best life at that moment.
Living his best life, which he should be. And I'm really happy that he was able to do that without us. Because it's hard to navigate a trip when you're trying to do like multiple things. So it was really cool. So we met up with him. And what did we do after we met up with him?
I don't.
We got food in Mexico.
Yes, we went to the Mexican Pavilion, the little restaurant outside.
Yeah, the quick service.
And y'all ordered some food. I didn't.
You got a beer. Sam got a beer. Sam got nachos. Sam eats here often when we're in Epcot because he's very basic like that, and he usually gets the nachos and he likes those. I don't know what kind of nachos he gets, but I got the empanadas. And they were delicious. It comes with like rice and beans or something on the side. And then I got some kind of colada. I don't know the word, but it's basically like a pina colada. And it was very overpriced, but very delicious. And I would probably get it again. So if you like things like that, those are my suggestions there. We chowed down. We actually got a seat so easily outside, overlooking the water.
Or sit,
Yeah. It was kind of like around the time when the sun was like kind of going down. It was a really cool vibe. And then it was getting really cold as the sun went down. So we made our way kind of around the World Showcase, popping into shops, getting different beverages.
Yeah, we just drank a few places and just kind of looked around
ate
and
some stuff.
And relaxed. I don't think we rode anything
that night, no.
That evening, so.
We really just focused on going and hanging out in the shops like my brother said. He doesn't remember ever going into the China Pavilion, like really deep into it, so we got to explore that. He got some like candies and emojis and stuff. And then when we went to the American Pavilion, we've never eaten at the barbecue place, and we just got some macaroni and cheese to share.
It was good.
Just tried it. It was really delicious. I want to try more food there, but it's really hard to eat barbecue when you're in Epcot, so...
Yeah, especially living down in the south.
We have barbecue everywhere.
We have barbecue
but
everywhere.
The food all looks really good, and I know that it probably is, but we did get the macaroni and cheese. Delicious. It was a nice little filler in between drinking and kind of like stopping around the shops. And yeah, we just kind of made our way through the shops and explored and bought some candy here and there, and we did the
Circle Vision.
So we loved Circle Vision, the Canada Circle Vision, forever. We always try to do it. It's like a really cool thing.
With Steve Martin.
Yeah. No, not Steve. Is it Steve Martin?
Martin Short.
Whatever.
Steve Martin, Martin Short.
Anyways, they changed it several years back. But since they've changed it, any time that we've been there was during Food and Wine, and they used that area for Food and Wine, so you can't actually do the Circle Vision during Food and Wine, I guess, now, because they use that for that area.
Rightfully so.
But yeah, it's really cool. But now we don't even want to go back, because that Circle Vision was kind of trash. It was trash.
Yeah.
And I hate it because we loved it. We used to love it so much. So after we were done with the Canada Circle Vision, it actually started raining, and we kind of took off. So the plan was to go to Journey of Water, but because it was raining, we did Spaceship Earth, because we didn't know how bad the rain was going to be. So we ended up going to Spaceship Earth, doing it. It's one of our favorites. And then we backtracked and went to the Journey of Water to do it at night, because the rain kind of cleared up, and it was so cool. We really enjoy that area, day or night, and I just think it was a really good space, especially in the heat, the Florida heat. I can imagine that's going to be really cool. People are probably going to be like, can I get it wetter? But it's really cool because they have a wet and dry path, so like with your cameras, you can walk the dry paths. Yeah. I almost got hit one time, but that was the only time I got a close call with my camera. But both paths are really cool technology, really fun area. It's kind of like when you're in Pandora and you have like the drums and stuff, but like on a bigger scale, and then it was wet. So
it's really hard to explain.
Yeah, it's really hard to explain.
But you'll enjoy it.
Really cool, yeah. But yeah, so we did that, and then we headed out of the park as the fireworks were going off because we were tired. Once again, you can kind of see a theme. We like to do morning time parks, and it's really hard to be in the parks late at night. So the next day we did Magic Kingdom. It's the first time we did Magic Kingdom for this whole trip since we had canceled our first Magic Kingdom day to do the resorts. So we got a boarding group. Wade.
For Tron.
Yes. Wade is amazing at that, by the way. I've never tried to do it. We probably would never ride those rides if it was up to me to get those. But yeah, so...
You're a lot of cussing.
I don't cuss. So we rope dropped and we did Mine Train. It was a little bit sprinklier than it was supposed to be. And I think that kind of eliminated some of the crowds. We also specifically went to Magic Kingdom this day because it was the first day of the Epcot Festival of the Arts. So we were hoping a lot of people would go over to Epcot this day.
Yeah.
So with the rain and that, and then like there was a Disneyland half marathon weekend going on, we were just really hoping the crowds were kind of gone in Magic Kingdom, and we were kind of lucky.
Yeah, so we were able to ride a lot of things.
Yeah.
We were able to get on Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, Haunted Mansion, Big Thunder Mountain, and I think Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes. All within like...
Before we stood into our largest line of the entire day, and that was the Joffrey's Coffee in Tomorrowland. It was ridiculous.
For some reason, this coffee place, not only this day, the next time that we were in Magic Kingdom at nighttime, it was the same way. So I'm going to imagine that, I don't know if it's for this trip or it's just going forward, this is not the coffee place to go to. But this used to be where we would always get our Joffreys. So yeah, we did all 4 of those rides very quickly without... I think we waited 15 minutes for Big Thunder, but the rest of them were basically walk-ons. Mm-hmm. It was such a cool experience. Just a little rain drizzle. And then we stood in like a 30 plus minute line for coffee. Once we got our coffee, we decided that we were going to walk around a little bit. We explored under the Tron area.
We explored under the Tron area so that we can make our way over to Fantasyland so we could ride the train. Yeah. For the first time in many years. Mm-hmm. Yes. And that was so pleasant.
Yeah, because the last time we were here, they were testing out the train, and we weren't able to ride it because it hadn't opened up yet. So this is the first time we were able to ride it for probably 5 years.
A really long time.
Yeah, we didn't ride the train often before, but it is something that we've done. It was kind of loud and obnoxious before. I don't know if I know it's changed a little bit, but I don't know how much of it has changed. But it was a really cool experience this time. Mm-hmm. Probably because it hasn't been so long and we took it for granted before. I don't know. But the train, we rode it all the way around and then to the entrance of the Magic Kingdom. So to Main Street. So one full loop plus an extra stop. Yeah, I really enjoyed that train ride.
I did too. So, and then
and we drank our coffee while we were doing that. So it dropped us off
it dropped us off at Main Street.
At Magic Kingdom.
Which was fitting enough because at that point I think we went over and got Casey's.
Well, we got popcorn first because we're waiting on my brother because of course he's not rope dropping with us. We're waiting on my brother because he's supposed to join us soon. We're waiting to eat lunch with him. And we got popcorn because popcorn's right when you get out of the train station. And basically, I don't even think we finished eating our popcorn. And we kind of realized Sam was not going to be there anytime soon. So we told him that he could get lunch separately than us. And we were just going to go get Casey. So we ate our popcorn.
Yeah. And then went to Casey's. And then got lunch. And then bought some swag on the way out to go back to the fort to hang out with Remy. I think you got a shirt that you had been eyeballing.
I did. I got a really cool shirt.
I bought me a retro shirt that I had looked at. I don't know where Hollywood Studios or something happened to be there.
So then we took the boat.
Yes, and then we took the boat back to the Magic Kingdom, hung out there, and then got very close to missing our boarding call for Tron.
Yeah. But we did it.
We did it. We were just a couple minutes late.
Yeah, I think
there's a grace period, but
I think we're like 5
We were booking
minutes late. It was less than 10 minutes, maybe about 5 minutes late. So I told Wade it was fine, and we rushed all the way there. Like, we booked it down Main Street to get to Tron.
She told me it was fine, but in my world, if you ain't 10 minutes early, you're already late.
So we did Tron. It was rather quick.
It was okay.
Yeah. Well, I think waiting in line and doing the ride was like a total of 30 minutes. After waiting the whole day. Yeah. Because it was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon by this point. But yeah, so we did Tron. The only complaint is, I think everybody's complaint, it's just too short.
It is a short ride.
I like the queue, and I really like the aesthetic of everything, the ride. You didn't like the queue, did you? Or did Sam? It was nothing.
The queue was basic.
I loved it. I just like the blue lights, and it was just
the queue was really basic. In my opinion, the queue was very basic.
I love you can see that you can lay the launch out right there, like when you're standing above.
Yeah,
I mean, you can see it,
to be able to watch the people on the ride launch, I mean, that's pretty cool. But the launching experience in the first half of the ride, in my opinion, is the only really cool thing about the whole ride in general. So, but overall, very, very solid ride.
Yeah.
I just would not rank it nowhere in my top 10.
Yeah, it's cool. But yeah, it's not like amazing. For as long as it took for this ride to come, like for them to build this ride, it's not what I was thinking it was going to be. And I actually thought people were exaggerating when they were talking about how short this ride was. But they're not. It's short. That's period blank. Like, I wouldn't wait a really long time for this ride. But to be able to get a boarding group and it calls you and you have an hour or 2 hours to come over there, wait 30 minutes, I'm fine with that. I can do that. I'm not going to wait an hour for that ride, though. It's like a Seven Dwarfs Mine Train thing. If you can do it quickly, rather quickly, then it's worth it. Because it's short, too. That's a really great ride, and it's way too short.
Yeah, so after that, we rode a couple more rides. Yeah. Sam went on the Haunted Mansion. Of course, today was the first time that we got to experience the Hatbox Ghost inside the Haunted Mansion.
Yeah, so that was really cool.
That was really cool.
Wait, you actually got stuck in front of it.
The second time we rode it, yes. If you ride Haunted Mansion, you know you're going to get stopped at some point in the middle of the ride. Luckily enough, it stopped right in front of it, so I got to see the Hatbox Ghost a lot.
Over and over, which was great because you had a really nice camera pointed right at it, so we got some really good footage of it.
So that was really cool.
Yeah.
And then we kind of just hung out, and we decided, unexpectedly, we were going to find some place to eat, so we did get a table at Tony's Town Square for numerous reasons. One, because Sam wanted a beverage.
And you can't drink beverages in Magic Kingdom.
Not very many places.
Table service.
But there was also some new foods there that we had not eaten since the last time we ate. And overall, I thought it was very great.
Yeah, it's been a really long time since we've been here. Sam had never been here. And yeah, the food was solid. I mean, table service is a little bit pricier. My brother would have rather pay for the beverages than the meal, or the pasta, the $30 pasta, but I thought it was really good. We had a really great waitress. She sold my brother some really expensive alcohol. But yeah, we had a really good time. It was a really good experience. And of course, we walked out as Happily Ever After was ending. It's a trend sometimes when we do table service at Magic Kingdom. How it happens.
And luckily, the park was open very late that night.
So we had a little extra time to explore.
Yeah, and the one thing we knew we were going to purchase that day was this thing right there. And that's Remy's silhouette. So after we ate, we went and stood in line. The guy let us know that, hey man, it's going to be quite a while before we get to you. We knew we were going to come back the next day, and we were just like, you know what, we'll just wait.
Yeah.
We're tired. So we went home.
That was at the cart on Main Street, and apparently that cart is ridiculous. Like, it's always packed.
Well, it's the first one people see.
Yeah.
When they come in, but there's actually two.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that
tomorrow.
So we ended up doing. We didn't do much. We did the carousel. Did we really do 2 rides?
Yeah, we did the carousel and.
We did carousel and PhilharMagic.
Yeah. That was it.
Well, yeah. Sorry, I'm sorry.
We were
trying to figure out what night it was.
Well, you and Sam were going to go do Space Mountain, but Space Mountain shut down.
Yeah, and Space Mountain had been ridiculous. This whole trip, Space Mountain was not something that we could do. Yeah, it was definitely not something we could do. So yeah, we did the carousel. Wade wanted to do it at night. That was one thing that he wanted to do. I think y'all tried to pull the sword out of the stone. And I think we did PhilharMagic, and we ended the night with PhilharMagic, and we just headed on out because we were tired. We still had a little bit of time in Magic Kingdom that we could have done some things, but it was just exhausting of a day. And we did a lot for this day.
Right.
We really did a lot.
And our plans for the next morning was to split the day up. We were at first we were gonna do Magic Kingdom in the morning and then do Epcot at night. But after riding Tron, we decided that it would be best if we did Epcot in the morning and try to get Guardians and do Magic Kingdom at night. So that's what we did.
Yeah. So, did we get Guardians that day?
Yes, we did get Guardians that day.
So Wade scored us a Guardians boarding group. This morning, it was just Wade and I again for rope drop, and we decided we would just hang out with our coffees for rope drop and explore World Celebration. So we sat.
Well, yes. So we sat in about every chair available, or every seating available.
We just wanted to explore it all.
We got to hang out with the Walt Disney statue, which is really amazing.
Yeah.
It's super cool.
It's a really cool statue. I love it.
We were gonna go have. I think we were gonna go to France for breakfast or something. I don't remember. We were headed over to France for some reason, and the line for Ratatouille.
Yeah. Oh, I think we were just walking that way, and we decided, hey, why don't we just go and knock something out? And we were gonna ride Ratatouille.
But the line was all the way back to Morocco.
10 minutes into rope drop, like once everybody was released, like it was ridiculous. Now I will say, when you do rope drop, sometimes you don't have to really let those lines scare you because they haven't opened up the queue fully inside, so it's kind of probably wasn't that long of a line.
But we were just like,
no, absolutely not.
So we just kind of wandered around.
Yeah, explored.
Which, if you want a peaceful, quiet time to explore World Showcase with virtually nobody, that's the time to do it. Rope drop, skip the rides, and just go roam.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Perfect.
So, like Morocco is really cool to explore. There's nobody back there. We did a little bit, and I think at this point we decided that we were going to go and get crepes from the France Pavilion. So, we tried the crepes because we had never eaten at the crepe pavilion, the new creperie, the quick service. And we got 2 basic crepes. They were fine. They were nothing great.
They were basic.
Yeah, they were very basic. And then I think we ended up getting another coffee. We got a really cute little spot to watch the Skyliner sitting in France, and ate our crepes and stuff. And then I think we went and got a coffee and sat on the bench in that area and just hung out and drank our coffee. Like, we took it super chill this morning. And when the festival booths opened up, I think that's about the time my brother got there. And we decided, we knew it was a Saturday, we knew it was the second day of the festival, but we did want to try some of the festival food. And luckily enough, we went to multiple booths, like four booths, I think, and got multiple items before our boarding group for Guardians was called. And it was so easy to do, the festivals. Like, sometimes the festivals are just so hard. Like, you don't want to wait in line to get food. And we had no problem. Like, we waited 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there. We got tons of things to try. had some really cool food items, some not so great food items. And
that
then,
mochi.
Yeah, the
Sam
mochi.
did not like that mochi.
It tasted like beans, which was supposed to.
But that Wagyu was...
The bun
was fantastic.
That empanada I got was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways,
we got to try
really good festival of food. Very easy to do, which was very shocking. And then our boarding group called when we were kind of like in the American Pavilion or something.
Yeah.
We were like halfway around, so we just walked over, did our Tron boarding group. I think we got a couple. Tron Guardians is not the same, but anyways, yeah, our Guardians boarding group. We did Guardians. Did not get the song they were wanting, but we did not. We actually liked that song better this time around, so it was pleasant.
We got Conga.
We got Conga.
Didn't like it the first time. The second time wasn't that bad.
No.
We got spoiled the first time we ever rode. The first time we ever rode, we got September, and we have not gotten it since.
And it's
so
sad. But anyways,
maybe next time.
It was very pleasant. I think that ride it's based, like how good it is based off of what song you get, and I just wish you could just choose it like a Rip Ride Rocket kind of thing. Just choose the song you get and you could hear it.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
I had been eyeballing a Star Wars hat, for months before this trip and just never bought it. And lo and behold, they had a shirt with the same design there. So I was able to buy that shirt again. I'm purchasing another Disney merchandise.
So much merch on this trip.
Yep.
And it was all so cute.
So I got that shirt, and at that point, you decided that you were going to leave and go back to Remy. Sam and I stayed behind and kind of just hung out a little bit.
I think y'all got some more festival food.
Sam got some more festival food. We got a couple more beers. This was the first time that I had ever participated in pin trading, and I think it was hyped up by Sam's excitement. He fell in love with pin trading, so we did a couple of pin trades in the shops. And then headed back to the fort to meet up with you so that we could go back to Magic Kingdom.
Yeah. Cool thing, we're going to lightly touch this, but cool thing about this trip is because we stayed at the fort, you actually did pin trading at the fort for this whole trip, and it was really cool.
Well, yes. Well, yeah. What she means is I set up a pin boarding board on a table at our campsite so that people can come by and pin trade.
So that was pretty cool. At the end of every day, when we took the board down,
I would swap
you guys were able to see what was traded, and that kind of really got y'all interested in pin trading for this trip. So it was kind of a thing that y'all did throughout. So anyways, once you guys met me back at the fort, we decided to go to Magic Kingdom. And by this point, it's late afternoon?
Yeah.
And then, so the first thing that we did when we got to Magic Kingdom was go straight up to Main Street, straight to the thing, the cart where they make the silhouettes, because that was one thing that we really wanted to get on this trip. So y'all get in line. It's a really long line. We decide that Wade doesn't like Space Mountain, and we wanted to do Space Mountain. So we decided that we're going to go do Space Mountain while he does the silhouette. And as I'm walking away, I was trying to get some B-roll of the cart. The girl tells me that the line, the cast member, not a random girl. The cast member lets us know that the line is actually closed. So.
Yeah, so we stood there for.
It was kind of a weird situation.
So basically I just stood in line,
for
and then
minutes.
Just by off chance of Samantha stopping, the cast member decides to tell Samantha that, hey, I've cut this line off. Basically letting us know he can stand there. He's going to stand there for a really long time. Which I had knew that there was another place in Liberty Square. I wasn't quite sure if they did silhouettes. I knew they did caricatures, however you say that. But the person said, hey, go over there. There may be somebody over there that can do it. And luckily there was. And I didn't stand in line that long over there.
Well, see, all of the things on the internet tells you, all the people, the experiences they've had, they all say you're not able to do a pet, the picture with your pet, anywhere but the Magic Kingdom cart. So that's why we kept insisting to go here. But because of the line being so ridiculous and kind of having a weird moment with the cast member, we decided to leave and all go over to Liberty Square and see if they could do that. So we left you. We were going to go do Space Mountain. By the time we had started walking over to Space Mountain, we realized that it was a ridiculous line, that we weren't going to do that. Wade was almost done getting, like he was about to get his silhouette made. So we decided to go get a snack while we waited on him. And he was going to meet us over by Country Bear Jamboree. So this was going to be our last experience experiencing Country Bear Jamboree, because it was closing 2 weeks after this trip. Because they're doing the whole refurb and new way,
shutting it down
and taking some stuff away. So this was going to be our last experience doing that. So we just hung out and waited on Wade, got a snack, did the show, was really sad about it. We had Casey's, we did some other stuff, and basically called it a night. We couldn't hang for the whole night. I think Magic Kingdom closed at 11 again this night. We stayed after the fireworks and moseyed our way out of the park after Casey's, but we definitely couldn't hang until that 11 o'clock time. So
not a chance.
It was our last park day, and we had to leave the Magic Kingdom. And then the next morning, we woke up pretty early and packed up our campsite, cleaned everything up, and returned our golf cart and went home.
Yeah, drove home.
Which is crazy, because when we got home, we actually drove into an ice storm.
Yes.
And barely made it home with our camper.
As we were crossing the state line, which we don't live very far away from the Mississippi-Alabama state line, and as soon as we crossed it, it was sleet. And we knew we was going to have to travel over a really long bridge that crosses over a really wide river.
Yeah.
That was the only part that really scared me, and there was already some iffy vehicles on the side of the road. So once we got over that and got back to the house, and
we were safe.
I was like quickly trying to unhitch that camper and get everything.
We got everything out. It was so crazy.
Because at that point there was ice, little beads of ice.
And my brother still had to drive 20 minutes to his house. So yeah, it was a super fun. But I'm so glad, because we originally planned to like maybe hang out at the fort, maybe get breakfast.
Yeah.
We just packed up and left because we were ready. We knew that it was going to be a long day traveling home, bringing the camper home, having Remy with us. Remy slept the whole way home. He was exhausted from his 9-night trip at Disney World. We were exhausted. It was a really good trip, but long trips like that just take it all out of you, especially running a marathon and doing all the things.
So overall, it was a great trip. Samantha ran her first marathon.
Woo!
This is the first trip we ever took our dog on to Disney World.
It was so sweet.
We bought a lot of merchandise, which we normally don't do. We got to see Moana. We got to ride Tron for the first time.
We got to use our annual passes for the first time.
We got our new annual passes again.
Yeah.
And then we got to experience Disney World with your brother
as like an official adult. So
it was really funny. Not to get into a long story here, but as Samantha dipped into the bathroom while Sam and I was in Epcot, well, we were all in Epcot, and Sam was like, "I think this is my new favorite park now." and I looked, I was like, "Yeah, you're an adult, so you can fully enjoy it." So
yeah, it was a really good experience. We had a lot of good stuff going on for this trip, so it was a great one. I hope some things that we learned along the way, maybe some tips, just our experience, helps you plan for your next trip. Maybe you got some enjoyment out of it. We sure did. And we will be traveling back to Disney World very shortly with Rumi at a new resort. So we hope you guys follow along. Make sure to subscribe. We don't usually ask people to subscribe, but if you enjoy our videos, maybe make sure to subscribe and comment, talk to us. So we'd love to chat. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys for following along.
Bye.